this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, and in today's video I'm going to show you a big project that I just finished. It's not jewelry, anything like that. It's actually a quilting project. Yes, I tackled a quilt. Now, before I show you what I did, I want to just let you know I am not a very good sewer. I am not a quilter. I may be able to do a lot of other crafts, but as far as the sewing department goes, that was one thing I was not blessed with. But I did this rag quilt here, and it is made out of t-shirts and with painted hands. So, little history. Back in beginning of April, or beginning of May, end of April, I started to think, we're not going to be able to all be together as the family goes for my mother's 80th birthday. And I really wanted to do something special. And I had kind of thought about it a little bit, but, as time was getting closer, her birthday's the end of June, I was like, I've really got to come up with something really, really special. So I decided that we would do a quilt, and it would be a painted hand quilt. So what I did is I got online and started doing some research on how to make like an easy quilt. And I remember my sister-in-law had made a rag quilt, and my other sister-in-law has made several of them. And so I talked to her a little bit about it. She says, oh yeah, those are very simple to do. They go together pretty easily. So I thought, okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I went to YouTube and I searched t-shirt quilts and rag quilts. And I found that there were several t-shirt rag quilts. So I watched a lot of those videos, and then I made my own. It is not perfect, but it is made with a lot of love, and I know my mother will like it. The main reason for this video, though, is to give you a few tips. I recommend that you go and search on how to do these. With the fact that this is not my gift as far as sewing, I don't feel qualified to tell you how I did it, but there are a few things that I learned that I wish I had known. So some of the people that do the t-shirt quilts, they do not mention that you need some type of, it's like interfacing. I think they call it Wonder Under sometimes, but it is a iron-on fabric that you put onto the back of your t-shirts to give it a little bit more stability. T-shirts tend to, stretch, and when you're sewing, they can get kind of weird, and so you have to really be careful of that. Now, my instructions to everybody, some of them didn't follow the instructions, but you know what? That actually became a good thing for me. I wish that everybody had not followed the instructions, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But what I did, I am married, and we have 4 children and 3 grandchildren, and 3 of our 4 children are married, so I do have one that's still single. I have 2 sisters who are married, and one of my sisters has 2 children, and so I kind of wanted to keep families together, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that in this quilt. Plus the fact, the one reason I elected to do the rag quilts, because I think I can add onto it. So as people continue to have children, or my one son that's still single, eventually I'm hoping he will get married. He'll find him a good girl and marry her, and then they'll have a family. But I want to be able to add to this. So I assigned everybody a color. One of my sisters was purple, the other one was blue, my daughter and her family were pink, my son and his family were green, my other son and his wife were red, and then my single son was orange. And then as far as my husband and I went, we actually went with yellow, and then the fingers we did in all the colors of our children. So the instructions were to get a white t-shirt and acrylic paint in the color that I assigned you, and paint your hand and put it on the t-shirt, and then write your name and date of birth. And then once it's dry, send it to me. So everybody sent them right away. And I had told them I wanted a 12 by 12 square. Like I said, 2 people didn't follow instructions, but that was a huge blessing, because what they did is they just did their hands and they didn't cut them out, and they sent it to me. So I needed to cut it out. And I found that the ones that follow the instructions with the t-shirts, because they're so kind of flimsy, they tend to roll at the sides. So it was really difficult for me to iron on the interfacing to get it to lay flat. Whereas the ones who just sent me a huge piece of t-shirt with their hands on it, I was able to cut the interfacing in 12 by 12 and iron it on the back and then cut it out. Those laid so much easier. So I hope that makes sense. That is one thing I recommend that you do is, don't cut it out to whatever size you need until after you have the interfacing on. The other thing is, let's see, let me show you this. So I have done painted t-shirts before, and I've washed them. I've never had any issues, and I usually like to sign my art, my t-shirt art, and I usually use a Sharpie. Have never had an issue with it. But for some reason, some of the Sharpies did this, and I really don't know why. I'm not, here's mine. Mine did the same thing, and I think you can see it on there. It's not showing up as bad as it looks in person. It kind of has like a pink tint to it in the background. But you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to fret over that. I do, some of you may fret over that and it may bother you, but this was an experiment for me. It was made with a lot of love from my mother. I know she's going to like it. What I did on the back is the people who were assigned blue, the back of theirs is blue. The people who were assigned pink, I used pink flannel. This is all flannel. But this is going to be a wonderful little blanket that she will be wrapped in the hands of her family, and I know she's going to love it. I do plan on making a couple of more t-shirt quilts, and from the things I learned, hopefully they will turn out better. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.